Okay, today's book reading is called 10 Beautiful Things. 10 Beautiful Things. And here is a closer look at the book. 10 Beautiful Things. Here we go. 10 Beautiful Things. Okay. And it's got beautiful pictures all through the book that have the 10 beautiful things in them. Now let me put this down and I'll read you a little bit about the story. Here we go. For 10 beautiful things. Okay. Now I will read the introduction of 10 beautiful things. See, this is a story about a little girl has got to move in with her grandmother, and her grandmother has to drive her to where she lives at. And for some reason, this will be the little girl's new home. A little girl named Lily. So now I'll read this. Moving in with Grandma. She's calling her Gram, but it's just easier for me to say Grandma. Moving in with Grandma is a big change for Lily. She's not happy about living in the middle of nowhere in empty old Iowa. But when Grandma suggests they look for 10 beautiful things during their road trip to Lily's new home, Lily finds more and more to appreciate along the way. Now let's see. Here we go. Let's see. I'm testing it. Wait a minute. Okay. That's about as good as it's gonna get for 10 beautiful things. So let me give my own introduction. What might you hear on a trip through the country? You might hear a duck. Or you might hear a chicken or two. You might hear a chicken or two. But whatever you hear, here's the story. Okay, whatever you hear, here's the story. Lily ran her finger across the Iowa map. An X marked Grandma's house on an empty patch of land. Lily's new home. Grandma's cars, I will repeat, Grandma's car tires hummed against the pavement. Hum. Lily felt the vibration in her hollow chest. Let's try to find 10 beautiful things along the way, Grandma said. Lily turned her eyes to the window. There's nothing beautiful here, she said. She struggled to fold the map so it nestled into itself just right. You'd be surprised, Grandma said. And they're going in this nice little car on this trip to Grandma's house. Whoa! Look at that! And sure enough, at that very moment, the sun broke over the long horizon. Lily gasped. There's number one, she cried. Right you are, Lily, said Grandma. fence posts rushed past. Grandma flipped on the radio, trying to fill the silence. Lily felt the complaints starting in her belly, coming up her throat and nearly out her mouth. But then Grandma shouted, "Number 2! Here it is." A wind farm had sprouted in the field beside the freeway. Spinning windmill blades gleamed in the morning sun. How beautiful! How beautiful, how beautiful. Lily concentrated on the game and found number 3 real fast. A red-winged blackbird perched on a swaying stalk of last year's corn, its beak wide open in a song they couldn't hear. Arr, 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 arr. Later, Grandma signaled and turned the car onto a smaller road. 2 more highways to go, she said. Lily popped a handful of crackers in her mouth. Crunch, crunch, munch, munch, crunch. But food didn't fill up her hollow places. Grandma cracked her window, and in rushed air and sound and cold. They crossed a bridge, and Grandma chose number 4, the gurgly sound of a melting creek, as they crossed it on the bridge. Now, here we go again. Lily dozed off. She woke up when Grandma tapped her knee and pointed out a falling apart barn. "That's not pretty," Lily said. "That can't count." "We're not looking for pretty. We want beautiful," Grandma said. So it stood, halfway to 10. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that. What an old shack. At a rest area, Lily bounced out of the car while Grandma stretched her creaky bones in her creaky body. Lily picked number 6. "The smell of mud," she said, inhaling. Grandma shut her eyes and nodded slowly. "It's earthy," she said. "I'd never really noticed." Lily breathed in the mud smell and focused on just that. It poured itself into some of the empty spaces in her. But back on the road again, the car seemed smaller. The humming in Lily had stopped, but her legs wanted to sprawl, and her stomach was getting queasy. "We're on a roll now," Grandma said, and she was right about that. 7 and 8 were easy, a cloud shaped like a swan, and a little brown calf that trotted beside the fence. Those were easy to name, 7 and 8. Oh, it's a big thunderstorm before they get to Grandma's house. Miles and miles later, they turned onto their last road, and the clouds began to draw close. The sky grew dark, and the earth rumbled. Suddenly, the air exploded with bright flashes. Kadoosh, 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 kadoosh. Cloud banks traded lightning back and forth. So the cloud banks traded lightning back and forth, showing off. Number 9, Lily whispered. There was no room for other words. The storm took up the whole world, and it filled Lily up, too. She was here with Grandma, and for a whole minute, that was all that mattered. Lily and Grandma going through the storm, going to live at Grandma's place. On they drove. Almost there. Almost there. Not far now, said Grandma. When they'd been almost there for a long time, Grandma braked, eased the car down a crumbling driveway, and parked in front of the farmhouse. Here we be, she said. That's what she said. Here we be. Through the drum of the rain, home. But we only made it to 9, Lily said, slumping in her seat. Nope. 10 easy. Grandma came around with the umbrella, and Lily stepped out of the car. We're 10, Grandma said. Lily sank into her familiar hug. None of this was easy. Maybe it would be never easy. But she belonged with Grandma now. She belonged to her now. This place wasn't easy. Rather, it wasn't so much a trip that was easy enough for Lily, but this place wasn't empty, and neither was she. This ends 10 wonderful things. This place wasn't empty, and neither was she. Let's have a closer look at Grandma's farmhouse. Here it is. They're heading into the house, and Lily has a new home, and now she doesn't feel too scared. Everything worked out on the trip to Grandma's house. And this ends 10 beautiful things. Well, I like the book. I hope you liked it. It wasn't easy. The book is so wide, I had a hard time reading the end of it. So that's it. I hope you had a smashing good time listening to the story of 10 beautiful things. And remember, if you go buy a duck, if you go buy some chickens, ooh, that's one angry chicken, then maybe you'll see your 10 beautiful things. Goodbye. And here we go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh boy. Face the camera, chicken. Ah!